So last year when I first started doing this gig, he was out here, he wasn't looking too hot. I finally had like passed all of my training and I came out, I was on one of my first tours and we see Popeye. And come to find out he had a bacterial infection inside his head, creating a lot of pressure, sort of like if we had a sinus infection. He ended up sneezing while we were out here. He burst one of his eyeballs.
Oh,
yeah, it was crazy. So we called SeaWorld. They came out, cleaned him up, and checked him out. And he had to kind of push through with whatever he had, right? He had to just get over it. Anywho, I was nervous about the next mating season coming around because he looked different from the other male sea lions. I didn't know how that would work out for him. Apparently, no eyeball, no problem. He had worked with everyone, so it worked out in his favor. You know, where he's at today. He's always out here. Yeah, I haven't seen him. I didn't know.
no eyeball, no problem.
Rat now.
Man, this guy's good.
I know. This little lady's like, excuse me, sir. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Remember when you were eating your ice cream?
Finally, he just passes back out.
That is kind of funny.
You know what? So out here, so this is an active bait barge. They can't get to the fish that are in season down here, but we have an upwards of about 110 species of fish here in the bay. They're attracted to this area as well. That's why these guys are fishing here. It's plentiful. So yeah, they're good. And they do not eat birds. All these ass bass. No. All fish. You know what? It's not even. You know what? It's like a red ball that pops out now. It's weird. He's just fighting.
Coming back for more.
Yeah, so we were talking earlier about seals and sea lions, like how different they are. People always, people are expected to see seals when they come out here. These are all sea lions. You're dead set on seeing seals. Those are up in La Jolla. They've got harbor seals, California sea lions, wild dolphins up there. And that's a little spot called the Children's Pool. Absolutely free. It's right off of La Jolla shores. It's amazing. You know, when you get up there, a couple ways you can tell the difference between the two. People say, oh, that's exactly right. It's not like a donkey and a horse. Once you know. These guys, look at the side of their head. They have little outer ear flaps like we do. They have long flippers and they live in these family communities. Seals do not. They have holes on the side of their head. That's how they hear. Short flippers and super solitary animals. You sound like a chihuahua. All right, say bye. See y'all later. Toodaloo. civilians, they work together to train bottlenose dolphins, they're training sea lions, they do all sorts of underwater tactics. Some of the stuff they're training these animals to do, underwater recovery. So if something falls off of a naval ship, they can go down, retrieve it, bring it back to the surface, or any boat for that matter. When we have military vessel coming back into the San Diego Bay, they'll send these animals out to check the perimeter of those ships to look for any type of like listening devices or explosive devices, right? Now they're also training these animals to look for unauthorized divers. So there are people out here that are trying to sneak onto the base. There are animals out right now looking for that, okay? Just so you know, San Diego is a no-swim zone. Reason being, the military. So, no swimming out here. Now, when they find somebody, what they do initially, if it's daytime hours when people are still on the dock and working with the animals will go back there, notify them, and then they get sent back out to re-find that person. When they get sent back out, they have a clamp, but it might seem like a small aircraft. So they'll sneak up on you, they're going to snap that clamp on your body. Now once that's connected to you, you have to have it surgically removed. You can rip it off if you want, you're going to lose your arm though, okay?
Oh my
So
God.
once that's on you, there's a rope connected to it. That rope floats up to the surface. The military police will come out, find that rope, and pull you up onto the boat, take you in. If it's after hours and there's nobody on the dock and they don't have access to the clamp, what they do, they're trained to take care of you themselves. So, the animal spots you, doesn't make a ruckus, he turns around, he goes away from you, turns back around, and then he comes back, he's going about 25 miles per hour. He's trained to go for your core. He's going to go for your rib cage because, well, that's what they learn. They break your ribs. Ribs are extremely painful once they're broken. You're handicapped in the water. That buys them some time to notify that they need to come pick you up. Stay out of the bay, alright? Just saying. Now, you have a couple of photos from the training facility. That's one of the sea lions in training. You just notice he's got that silver clip in his mouth. It's a spring-loaded clip. They drop dummy items into the water here in the bay, off of the coast of San Diego. And that's what they're doing their training with. They actually bring that rope back up to the surface. That rope, just like with one of us, the rope's connected to you. Whoever they're working with is going to come out, skip that rope, and hoist the item back up onto the boat. Okay, one of our dolphins getting ready to head out into the open ocean. The reason I know they're getting ready to head out is because of that white platform that they have the animal on. That's called a beaching mat. Now they use these beaching mats for two different reasons. Reason number one, to conserve the animal's energy. Alright, they don't want them swimming out there. Once they get out there, they're going to be depleted of their energy. They're not going to want to train. So they keep them cozy in this tent-like structure. Second reason, these animals are just like us. They're really prone to sunburn. You put them up on the deck of your boat and cruise out there, they're going to get scorched. So they definitely want to have defense against that. So that's the second reason. Now right here, this is right here off of the coast of Point Loma. You'll notice this dolphin has its tracking device on now. That's because they're sending it out into the water, into the open ocean. Always have their tracking devices on in the ocean because all these animals are very, well, expensive, they're time consuming to train. So they want to be able to recover them easily if they take off, right? People always ask, well, how often do they take off? They don't. Why don't they? Because they're bonded with their trainers like a mom and a baby. Another reason I like to